weeks of Week 18 already? Or
The season's definitely flown by.
I think we were talking about earlier. It feels like a lot like the 22 and the way y'all ended that year. Do you see a lot of similarities between the way that y'all are playing at the end of that season compared to the way y'all are playing now these last 4 or 5 games?
Yeah, last couple games, I would say that. Forcing turnovers, making big plays on offense, big time plays in clutch moments. I could say that was last couple games.
Did you hear the MVP chants when you went off the field?
I did.
What were your thoughts?
I'll win one day.
You feel like this year might be the year for you or no?
I doubt it.
Why?
Usually you got to win your division.
Do you think like that's an outdated part of how it happens, or is it just something? It just kind of is what it is.
It is what it is. That's how it's voted. It is. I don't necessarily disagree with it, I would say.
You did finish number 2 in Pro Bowl voting to the quarterback position. Does that mean anything to you?
It does mean something to me. I didn't quite expect that, so that was a nice surprise.
You do think you'll get MVP?
One day.
So you'll be probably strong favorite to come back every year for the second time. What would that mean for you to win it twice, especially in such a short time span? This might be more meaningful maybe than the other one.
Yeah, that one I would be proud of. I'm not sure anybody's won it twice before. Off the top of my head. Not exact. Huh?
Just one. I think one person's won it 10 angles.
Twice. Not exactly an award you want to be up for, but if you're up for it, you might as well try to win it.
You talk about in order to win the MVP, you probably have to win your division, but when you guys were at your best in 21 and 22, you did really well in the division. The last couple of years, it hasn't been the case with the chance to kind of get that, right that wrong this week against the Steelers. Obviously, this game speaks volumes of how important it is, but like, do you find it extra important for you guys to play well against the Steelers to kind of show like we have got to start playing better against our division teams to get where we want to go in the future?
I'm not sure I think about it that way. Anytime you play a divisional opponent, it's a big game, and this one is no different. It means a lot to the city, to the organization, to the owners, coaches, players, and this is a big game for our season as well.
What's it like to not be in control? Obviously, you guys want to win and finish with 5 straight wins, but you don't control your destiny.
Yeah, it's not great. We put ourselves in this spot, so can't complain about it, but we can control what we can control, and that's going out and trying to win a game on Saturday night.
Do you prefer that your game is before the help you need?
I don't think it matters to me.
What's the biggest difference you think in y'all now than the last time y'all played Pittsburgh? You've given them so recently.
Causing a lot of turnovers on defense. That's positive. Offensively, we're playing as well as we have all year, and that's exciting. But I think we're just playing complementary football across the board, at a much better rate.
How do you feel that maybe on offense when defense is getting turnovers, getting upfield anymore? How do you kind of feel that capably in a game on offense? How does that impact the way that maybe you're operating and your operates?
Yeah, it depends on the game. You get the ball more, so it feels like you're on the field more. You get to run more plays, some more opportunities for explosives. And then, in some games you do play it a little differently depending on how the opposing offense is playing.
How is your relationships with that team and Jamal growing through the years to where you are now?
Yeah, I think it's always been good, but every year you get another year of friendship under your belt, another year of working together, and that just makes the efficiency of communication professionally happen a tick faster, and so then you can, sometimes that translates on the field, sometimes it doesn't, but there's certain spots where you can check a route or check a play much faster than you have in years past.
And what makes them so good, those two guys? What makes them?
And they're much different players, but they practice really hard, they work on their bodies, they're smart, they understand what the intent of each route and each play is, and that's where it starts.
In a cold weather game, what's the most important thing for you to do to get
Not a lot you can do. I mean, you try to stay as warm as you can. You're sitting on the bench with the heater on the coat. Everybody has their process of how to keep their hand warm, and not a lot you can do. You just got to go out and brave the cold and go try to win a game.
Is it as obvious as, it's cold out, but put that in the back of your mind, or do you feel it?
When you're playing, you don't really feel it. You're out there running around, focused on other things. If you're not playing and you're standing on the sideline, you definitely feel it. I've been in that spot before. But when you're playing, if you're on the sideline, you got the coat, you're on the heated bench. When you're out there playing, you're playing. So I've never felt like it was anything crazy.
A couple of years ago, you said that the playoff games are where legacies are built for quarterbacks. Are you looking at this game in a similar fashion, given the importance of this game?
I think you can. Yeah, I think this is a big game for the Bengals. Whether the things happen for us to get in at the end or not, this is a fantastic opportunity on prime time to go and finish the season strong and end it with a good taste in your mouth.
What's a consistency that stands out whenever you play Coach Steelers team?
They're going to make plays on defense. You're going to be able to. We've had some success against them throwing the ball, but when you have T.J. Watt and Minka and everybody on that front, they're going to make plays. They're going to cause turnovers, and sometimes there's not a lot that you can do about that, and it's just about staying focused, moving on to the next play, and trying to execute each play to the best of your ability.
Orlando Brown Jr. revealed to us that he's actually playing on a broken leg right now. What have you seen from him over the past few weeks, which have been probably some of the most difficult in his career?
Yeah, he's working hard to get back out there. I think he played really well on Saturday. When you have a guy like that loves the game, loves his teammates, wants to be out there for him, he's going to do anything that he can to get back out there. And so whenever somebody's doing that, you appreciate it.
You played such a big part in Jamar's career, and vice versa, for so many years now. What's it like to see him be on the cusp of potential history if he gets that Triple Crown?
Yeah, I think a couple of them are pretty out of reach for everybody else. I think the receptions, everybody's pretty. I think he's got a 7 or 8 catch lead, something like that. Make sure he gets it.
What's it been like to kind of see that year? Very few guys have done that over the course of their careers, making Hall of Famers or consideration. What's it been like to see him kind of enter that stratosphere and given how long he's done it?
It's not surprising. He works for it. He grinds for it. He's a once in a lifetime type player, and our careers will forever be tied together, college into the pro landscape, and so it's just fun to be a part of.
When you were transferring to LSU, how much did you know about him before we got there?
They said we got this recruit from New Orleans that we think is pretty good. That's about all I knew.
What would you consider the 3 most important stats for a quarterback in Triple Crown?
Probably yards, completion percentage, and touchdowns, I guess. Yeah.
When you play a team for the second time, do you try to get in the head of the defensive coordinator and kind of guess what tweaks and changes they might make, or is that wasted time and you'll just adjust in real time?
I've stopped trying to think about how defenses are going to play us a while ago, because I would find myself getting into that mindset, and then you get out there and you see a bunch of stuff that you hadn't seen before. And so at this point in my career, I feel like I've seen enough football that I can just read and react on the fly to whatever I'm seeing and whatever coverages are thrown at me, and I'll be ready for anything.
You said before about the Steelers that you have to accept they're going to force some turnovers. That seems like a pretty mature thing to say. Like, when did you get, as a perfectionist, in the mindset that, the ball's going to be turned over this game?
We played there in 2022, and T.J. Watt jumped up, caught my ball on a choice route, and then got slammed in I threw a pick, and then another time I was throwing a curl route, and somebody jumped up and tipped it at the line of scrimmage, and I threw another pick. And there's just nothing you can do about that. So they have great players on defense that are going to make plays. You just got to go out and make more.
Is 5,000 yards passing mean anything to you?
It'd be cool, but not really.
I don't know if you've seen this, Joe, but right now you have the highest completion percentage in NFL history, so that's a key thing for you for a triple crown. What kind of goes into your work making sure you are so accurate with the ball that's brought to this?
Just understanding what the intent of each play is, understanding the guys on defense that you're putting in stress on their coverage matched with your concept, on being fundamental in your footwork, making quick decisions, getting the ball to your guys in space. Maybe it's not going to be the perfect decision, but maybe he's open and you can get it to him fast and he can try to make somebody miss. I've always prided myself in getting it to my guys quickly and letting them go run after the catch.
Is there something in the prep work that y'all have done over the last 5 weeks that's enabled y'all to be so consistent and not, front row under the pressure of knowing you got to win out all the way through?
No, we've been practicing just about the same intensity that we have all year. We come to work every day trying to get better. The last couple weeks we've had more walkthroughs than practice because guys are banged up. But guys are attacking it the right way, trying to take what little reps we do get, and it's been transferring over to how we're playing on Sundays.
Did that trade-offs are good, have you guys fresher, ready for getting all these injuries?
At this point in the year, yeah.
It seems like, is your philosophy throw it where they're not? That just seems to be...
Find completions. Find completions. It's not always going to be pretty. You're going to get pressured. You're going to misread the coverage. But even on plays like that, there's usually a completion to be found.
Joe, on the subject of not being in control of your own playoff fate going into this weekend, I know you guys are primarily, focused on the task at hand, but I wonder if in the quiet moments where you're with yourself and your thoughts, if you think back to some of the close games that got away and have regrets or, remorse about some of those, and how this could be different right now.
I'm sure I will. I haven't thought about that currently, but depending on the next week, after the season, you'll reflect on those and see where you can improve.
Does this feel like, are you thinking about the possibility that could be the last game you have both T and Jamal? Given how long they've been, have you let yourself kind of think about that?
I haven't really thought about that. It's obviously a possibility, not one that I'm excited about, but that's not in the plans, I would say.
You still have the same confidence you probably did after the Cowboys game, but you feel like y'all can maybe find a way to keep up?
Yeah, I think so.
In that kind of same vein, do you watch games when you're watching other teams play with players that formerly played here that have gone on to play really well with their new teams? The fan response sometimes is, I wish we could have kept him, or, why weren't we able to keep X player? Do you do that, or do you kind of just, whatever happens, you accept it, or do you find yourself having a little bit of that spite when you watch one of your former teammates perform really well for another team?
Yeah, whenever a great player leaves, you wish you could have found a way to keep them. You don't want to make a living out of letting great players leave the building, and I think that's why you got to do everything you can to get those deals done early.
Looking at Saturday, the last time you guys met was a high-scoring game. There were some turnovers mixed in there. Do you kind of anticipate another high-scoring game, or how do you kind of go into that when you guys are able to put up points, and then the second time that they see you, the adjustments that they make?
Yeah, I'm always ready to go and put up as many points as we need to and draw back as many times as I need to go and win. I'm preparing for anything.
What have you seen from Khalil Herbert over the past 2 months or so?
Yeah, when he's a smart guy. He's really smart. You could tell that in the first week that he got here. You weren't having to tell him what to do on a ton of plays, and that's rare. And he makes plays when he gets his opportunity. He had a big play for us last week. Chase went down, and he came in there and multiple drives and played well for us. So I have a lot of confidence in him.
Dave Lapham here, and every day I am grateful for my experience to have played professional football. As a player, I realize self-motivation, leadership, and appreciating your teammates are key. At First Star Logistics, you can use those same attributes to create the life you want for you and your family. Build your future by working hard like I did. You'll see results both on and off the field. Call First Star Logistics today and be part of our winning team.
Opportunity knocking.